Let's go over the parts of the boat. In a typical sea kayak, the center area here is called the cockpit. The cockpit is surrounded by this rim that we also call the cockpit coaming. This is where your spray skirt is going to attach when you're wearing one. Starting at the bow of the boat, most kayaks will have carrying toggles or handles at both the bow and the stern. These are useful for picking up one end of the boat or with two people actually carrying the boat and moving it around on land. Moving down the boat, these lines here are called perimeter lines or deck lines. These need to be loose enough to be able to get your hand up underneath, because if you were in the water, it's useful to be able to grab a hold of your boat by using the perimeter lines instead of trying to get purchase on your boat if it's wet and slippery. This is a actual hatch cover here. This is the forward hatch cover or the bow hatch cover. This is a cover that is over the opening that allows you access to your storage compartment in the bow. This storage compartment is closed off by a watertight wall called a bulkhead, which is right in front of your feet. Then we move down the deck and we have what's called the forward deck rigging. This area is very useful for storing paddle floats, bilge pump, chart case, water bottle, just small items that are low profile and that you need immediate access to both from your cockpit and from the water. You don't want to put high windage or high profile items here. That's not appropriate, and you don't want to do anything to block your access to safety gear like paddle floats and bilge pumps. Instead, you want to store items like food items and spare clothing and whatnot that you don't need immediate access to in your storage compartments at the bow and the stern. In terms of carrying gear inside of your cockpit, you want to keep it very simple. You do not want to clog up your cockpit with a lot of gear that may catch a foot, get in your way when you're actually paddling the boat, or come floating out if you were to capsize and come out of your cockpit. So anything that's into the cockpit area should be tethered in some way so it doesn't come out and float around. In the cockpit, of course, is where the paddler sits. And most of the cockpits do have adjustable seat backs. And then, of course, inside the cockpit is where you have the foot braces, which are generally adjustable for your leg length. And also the foot braces may also control the rudder if the boat is equipped with one. Moving aft or towards the stern, to the rear of the boat, we have now another bulkhead, which is right behind the seat. This blocks off the stern storage compartment, which you can then access through the stern hatch cover. If you had a rudder, it would be, of course, sitting at the stern of the boat. If you had a skeg, that would also come out from underneath the boat close to the stern. Those are the parts of the boat.